Right, Jali? It's coming. Hare Krishna. So welcome to the first session of Mantra of Life. And today the session which we are taking today. So the name of the session is Mystery of God Resolved. So why we are taking this topic, first of all, as you all have attended Dr. Vivek Bindra's program, that is Business Yoga from Bhagavad Gita. And now today we are starting the follow-up seminar that is based on Mantra of Life. And it's very important to know before life about God. So what about God? Like, is he really existing, or what can we say about him? Does God exist really? So what is the mystery behind God? Because we can't see him, we can't find him anywhere. But then how can we say that the God exists or not? So there's a big question. So let's find out through some logical understanding and some scientific basis. So here we go with the first session, that is the mystery of God, and which will first unlock the mantra of life. Hare Krishna. Putting some examples in front of you. Once upon a time, there were people, they were gathered for a yoga training center. And their yoga trainer, who first of all was very like kind of a old person, and his face was quite puzzled. And as soon as these people they gathered over the yoga training center, the person greeted them all by saying Hare Krishna. Quite unusual, right? Because any yoga retreat center, it's not like people will often tell you about with the name, they will greet you with the name of God. But then this fellow did. And okay, not that much surprised, because people in India generally they say such kind of words. They greet people by the name of God. But these people also observed over a time that the person, the yoga trainer, is quite spiritual, quite spiritual. And then they thought that yoga, that like doing some pranayam, some asana, so that heals the body, that heals the mind. But why this person is so much spiritual, being in the kind of this modern age? Why he is so much caring about God? Why he is so much like insisting about God and God? So one fine day, the old man, he understood. He understood the feelings of all these people, and then he called them and he asked that how many of you believe in God? Now, just by hearing the question, 90% of the public they stood one side. Okay, we believe in God. The rest of the 10% they said that, well, we believe or not, we don't know, we are not sure. But then, yeah, we definitely have some doubt, because why we believe? We never seen him. We never have any kind of any feelings or any kind of, we haven't realized him yet. So how can we believe in God? The old man said, yes, it's a very good thing to not to believe also sometime, so that we can get proper answer. Now, the first example he took an example of a coconut tree. He asked, let's suppose, like in your city, wherever you are staying in your apartment, how you get water? The water is stored in a tank, and from the tank it comes to the bathroom or your home. But then how it is coming from the bathroom or from the tank to your bathroom or to your shower? So it comes through some pipe, and the motors are fitted inside, which actually draws the water from the tank. But the question was, if the motor is required for drawing the water out of the tank to the shower, then who is supplying the water to the coconut, which is situated at around 50 to 60 feet high? Where is the motor situated? From where the sweet water that is stored in the coconut fruit. Now, hearing this analogy, 5% of them again shifted their place and they said, yes, yes. Now we believe that, yes, somebody is there. Somebody is there. We are not here saying that who is God. We are saying that somebody is there behind everything, which is quite mysterious. The person, the old man said, okay, well, I'm giving you another example. When we start swimming inside like swimming pool, so like we feel quite refreshed, and people often do some jogging or gym before taking bath and all. So when we do some jogging or when we do some any kind of this physical activities, then we start sweating, and the sweating comes through the pores of the body. Now the water, you can say the sweat is a water. The water comes out of the pores of the body when we are exercising. But the same time, when we are taking bath in the swimming pool or in the river or in the pond, still the water is outside, but it is not going inside. So there is some kind of semi-permeable membrane, or which kind of membrane has it been designed that it has only outlet, not inlet. So it can sense what kind of sensor has been kept inside, that it is just when it is required, so it can throw the water, but it is not taking inside the water. Well, again, few people they shifted. Yeah, maybe we can think of the God now. Final stroke was there when the old man said, you all studied in your science that what is carbon dioxide and what is oxygen, and that you studied in which class? So they answered that, well, it was in our science book in class 3, class 4. So we studied like that. So this old man said, but before you were knowing that how much percentage of oxygen is present in what kind of oxygen or carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. But beforehand, as soon as the child takes birth, the new baby, it takes birth, it doesn't have any information about the oxygen or carbon dioxide or the nitrogen or phosphorus, but then still the and he automatically takes the oxygen in outside. And it doesn't what air taking, what air I'm exhaling, but still the thing is going on. This is called the perfect process, where you don't know, but still you are doing the thing because there is a miracle. The miracle is done by someone mysterious behind everything. And today we are going to find whether it is actually correct according to some observation or not. Just now we saw some 2, 3 examples, but well, we are going to discuss little more on this to solve the mystery of God. I'm just sharing the PPT so that you can understand it more properly. Okay, so we are going to story that is the barber story, and it's quite famous also. There was one person who was like, uh, so this was barber in the city, and he was quite famous as being the barber there. And but he was atheist. He never used to believe in God. So one day, one person came to his saloon, and then somehow started saying that okay, the barber was theist. The barbers used to believe in God, but the person who came, he was atheist. So in the barber shop, there were all different kind of gods, and these all pictures were there, as you can see there. So then the person, as soon as he entered, the atheist, and then he said, "Why are you putting so many idols, pictures? They are useless. They don't exist at all." The barber said, "Well, I do believe that they exist." The person said, the person who came, he said that see, if the God exists, then there would not have been any kind of calamities, any problems, any disease in the world. Why? Because the God, if the God at all is existing, he's so merciless. So why should I believe in such kind of God who is merciless? And in fact, I don't believe that God exists at all. The barber replied, well, it's your ideology, but I can prove that you're wrong. The man said, okay, let's prove. The barber took him outside to his saloon, and then he showed a person who was sitting on the road, and he was like he was a big guy, and he was having big hairs. He was having big hairs, and then he was like quite poor, and then he was not having any proper facility. He was not having money to shave also, and so many things. So his beard, his mustache, his hairs, everything was quite big. So the barber said to the person and fingering out towards that poor guy, he said that look at that fellow. He says that there is no barber in the city. So the person said, how can you say like that? You yourself are here, your saloon is here, and you are doing the business. The barber said, no, no, but still that fellow says that there is no barber at all in the city. If the barber would be present in the city, then his hair would have been properly shaved, and his beard, his mustache, everything would be very proper. The person replied laughingly. He said, what a joke. See, if the person will not attend, will not go to the barber shop, how will he expect that his head, his beard, his mustache, everything will be very properly shaved off? The barber said, exactly, that's what the point is. If the people of the world they don't rules the God, and how can the problem will be solved? People don't go to God and then they blame the God for everything which is happening around them. So that's why people are atheist. First of all, we should approach the God process fast to know also that thing. After knowing the process, when we approach the God, then the things become easy and happy for us. So this is the story. We'll take a case. This is a real life case of Arthur Ashe. He was a legendary Wimbledon player and he was dying out of cancer. So from all over the world, he was receiving many letters from his fans. And one of the letter, it was written there that why does God have to select you for such a bad disease? It shows that either God is very cruel or the God doesn't exist at all. To this, Arthur Ashe replied, see, all over the world, there are 5 crore children, they start playing tennis. 50 lakh learn to play tennis. 5 lakh learn professional tennis. 50,000 come to the circuit for playing tennis. And 5,000 reach the Grand Slam. 50 reach Wimbledon. 4 to semi-final. 2 to the finals. And when I was holding a cup, because Arthur Ashe won many Grand Slam titles. So he said that when I was holding a cup, Wimbledon cup, I never asked God, why me, God? So then today in pain, I should not be asking God that why me? Why you have given the pain to me? So this doesn't has to do anything. This does not do anything with the God exists or not. But the thing is, have proper faith. And if we are getting the good thing, so whatever bad we have done, so for that also the results will be coming. The simple thing. It's not the case that if you face any kind of difficulty and then you will say that oh, God doesn't exist because I worship him a lot, but still he is not helping me. So that's why I don't believe in God. Wrong. Okay, let's talk about some pictures now. So this is a very famous painting, right? You know, this is a Mona Lisa. So do you know who made this? Who wrote this? Who made this painting? Okay. Yeah, so the painting was made by Leonardo da Vinci. He was the artist. Now this was the another painting. This is another painting. So who made this painting? Yeah, so this is a landscape. The artist for this is David Copenhagen. So another very beautiful painting at all. Like now, suppose the painting which is made by someone. There's also trees, river, boats, people, then land, boats, house. So many things are there. Now this picture contains consists of same thing. Some huts, then trees, then there is the land is also there, the bridge is there, the water is there. So, so who has created this? What do you think? Who has created some paper? So for paper, glue, and then some ideas also that how to prepare rose flour through the using the paper. Who is preparing such kind of flowers? Who is having delicate design with fragrance, with different colors, with gentle touch, and then it has life also. Like one flower can give rise to another flower, but we cannot like expect a paper rose will give rise to another paper rose. So it's impossible. A matter cannot create another matter. So that we have to understand. None of the matter can create another matter by its own. Like suppose you keep a mobile in the night and then you expect that next morning your mobile will be multiplied by two. So you'll find two mobiles. Isn't it so great if we can achieve such kind of result? But no, what we get, a matter can't produce anything. A life can produce a matter as well as a life. Like suppose you are a living being, you can produce a living being, another living being after reproduction. Like baby can come out after the marriage, husband wife they unite, and then a baby comes. So like a life can give life, and life can also create matter also. Like we have so many waste particles we just remove, so that is like matter. So we create matter. We can create some sweet. We can create. We cook sometimes, so we can create many things out of like matter, and we can create life book. Life and matter are created by some living being only. Not a matter can create anything. So, like suppose if you believe that the whole world came out of some shit, like some kind of big bang, so something exploded, and then the whole world came, whole universe came about. It's quite surprising to see how you believe such kind of thing. Well, we were discussing this. So, who created all this thing? Those who were not been created by us. So, every creation has a creator. Every creation has a purpose. Every creation has a creator. Without purpose, there is no creation. If there is a creation, so there must be a purpose because a person may fail in making something, but there was some purpose in making something. Like Edison was preparing, he was trying to make bulb, and he failed 10,000 times, hundreds of times he failed, and then whenever he was failing, so he was making something else than the bulb. The purpose was to make the bulb, but he was making something different. The experiment was not yet finished, but when he finished the experiment, he the bulb. It has a creator, the bulb has a creator, the bulb has a purpose to give light when it is connected with the electricity. Everything, every creation has a purpose, everything, every creation has a creator. Now think of ourselves. When we are talking about mantra of life, beforehand we should ask ourselves, who has created the life and with what purpose? If there is no purpose, why at all to know about mantra of life then? What is required? Why we need them? We want to live happily in our life. We want to be very satisfied in our life. We want to be very successful in our life. And then having inner peace, satisfaction, joy, these all emotions also we need. And not only we need, we also want such kind of emotions and feelings for our relatives also. So how and why? Because there is some purpose. Unless there is a purpose, then we all would have been just loitering around here and there in the street. And why to find about why need to find about the mantra? Why need to find about any kind of secret? No secret at all. As like a dog. The dog is just loitering around in the street and there is no purpose in his life. Why at all he is living? The same thing, same question comes with us. There must be some purpose. Hence, we can prove that there is someone behind the creation of the life. Who and why and how? We don't know right now, but at least we know that someone is there. Proof of God's existence by intelligent design. We talk about the second part. For every design, there is a designer. Okay, we just now saw that for every creation, there is a creator. For every design, there is a designer. Because there are so delicate designs and all, we find. Like suppose there is a very simple example. You can see the eyes in the mirror, and then you can just imagine how beautifully and how delicately the eyes are designed. And the eyes are so powerful, even the 64, 128,000 megapixel camera also will not able to match the capacity of eyes. What a beautiful and what a delicate design it has been designed. Similarly, with the many flowers, similarly with many living entities, and even in our body, everything is placed in its perfect place. So beautifully designed. Who designed? Who gave the design? Okay, somebody would have given the design. Suppose there is a big buildings we find out, big like kind of Eiffel Tower is there, Qutub Minar is there. So many different designs are there, and so many great temples having so nice designs, so nice architect. So there is a designer, there is an architect behind them. Otherwise, it is not like you just blow a bomb and then next day you find a big building coming out. If you take the Big Bang theory as the reason for the creation, so then it's like explode the bomb one day, and next day you find out that yes, we found a big building. So next day we find a big building. So this is the same thing like we are talking about. It's not like any creation is happening with some any kind of explosion. Explosion always cause this disaster, not the creation. So every design, there is a designer. And there is a control room. Suppose there is a satellite which is to be sent to the moon. So the satellite is being monitored by hundreds of people in the control room. Some is some scientists are checking about its velocity. Some are monitoring about its temperature. Some are monitoring about its angle. So many different things they are monitoring. The satellite outside in the universe. But then there are big giant, and the planets are there. They are just revolving without any kind of control. Nobody should be controlling them. What do you think? Nobody should be controlling them. There's a Earth, a big size planet is there, and then the Earth is not just it's standing at one place. It is rotating the sun, and not just rotating. It itself is also rotating at very high speed. So this is like a situation. This kind of satellite which automatically just after some kind of explosion. It's so illogical, so illogical that how can it can come by automatically and nothing will be controlling them. Now I'll give you some example for this. Suppose the Earth is situated at a particular distance from the sun. If the Earth would have little bit closer to the sun, the Earth would have been burnt. If the Earth would be situated little bit away from its orbit, little bit far from the sun, the Earth will freeze. We are we are observing the 6 different climatic changes in the Earth, which is nowhere available in any kind of other planets. And the Earth is perfectly suitable for us to live. How it has been created without any kind of intelligence being used? The question comes here. Some more question. We choose a job, we choose a wife or a husband, we choose the type of car we have to purchase, we choose an apartment, and many more things like what I should purchase, what kind of mobile I will use, what time I'll go to the office, what kind of laptop I'll purchase. So different things we are choosing, but we don't choose what. There are some things we don't choose. Our parents, we don't choose our beauty, we don't choose our intelligence. So then, who chooses for us? So just I'm taking a little bit in between time. So if you have any question, so you can note down the contact number. So in that contact number, you can send your WhatsApp message. So this contact number was also been shared to the message you have received for the participation for this program. So the contact number of there's a one volunteer, Anmol, and his contact number is 8959700396. So this contact number you might have received from your message box also. So in the same contact number, you can WhatsApp your question, and if you get any question, so please ask us so that at the end of the session, in the last 10 minutes, we'll try to answer your question. Definitely, people must have some questions because this is what the intrinsic characteristic of a human being to inquire. Unless we inquire, we are no better than the animals. So this is a basic fundamental characteristic of any human being to ask, what is this, why this, how this, where, when. These all things questions comes. So now the next inquiry, who chooses? The inquiry must come. If we do not choose our parents, if we do not choose what kind of facial cut we are going to get, how much intelligence we are going to get, who chooses then for us? When we are going to die, we don't choose that time. Who chooses for us? And on what basis? On which basis? Just is it by chance? Random event? Such big thing can't happen just by chance. Even if we are preparing a module, even if we are preparing a poster, the poster making doesn't happen by chance. How can a big universe, how can a big planet, so many people are functioning by chance? Any day, any person will die. This just by picking someone, okay, odd one out. So today these people will die, next day that people will die. Is it kind of joke or something? That people will die by chance? Is there no basis at all? So there must be some basis, and there must be someone governing that. And that's why we come to the question that the laws, the order, the laws behind everything we find here. We see order and systematic arrangement in the universe. Okay, so there is a Newton story. Isaac Newton, you all know, Sir Isaac Newton, he was a great scientist. And if his story will match about God's existence, I'm sure all of you will agree to this point. Newton was a very prominent theist. He used to believe in God. So he said this most beautiful system of the sun, planets, and comets could only proceed from the and domination of an intelligent and powerful being. One of Newton's friends was atheist. When he heard this statement from Newton, he said, Newton, you are a big scientist. You understand about maths, physics, and how can you believe in God who is unperceivable, who cannot be perceived? You cannot prove him through experiment, or we cannot get him. So how can we say that the God exists? Being a rational, being a scientist, you should not accept the theory of God. Newton said, well, my friend, if you don't want to believe me, it's okay. So then Newton, that day, he prepared a very beautiful model of solar system. He made a very beautiful model of solar system, and then he arranged all the planets in proper order. It was a very beautiful model he prepared. He kept in his laboratory and he went for sleep. Next morning, his friend came. His friend went to the laboratory of the Newton, and then he saw this beautiful model. His friend, hey, who made this model of solar system? It's very nice. I also want such kind of model for my laboratory. The Newton said, I don't know who made this. His friend said, it's your laboratory. You should be knowing that. And Newton said, actually, what happened? Yesterday, I purchased all these ingredients and kept inside the laboratory. Then I logged it. In morning when I went, so then it was automatically prepared. And I was also astonished to see such beautiful solar system. Newton's friend said, what kind of joke you are making, Newton? Are you drunk or it's impossible, right? If you close the door and then nothing will happen, how automatically things will come? The Newton said, I swear, Baba, this thing only happened. Then Newton's friend said, see, Newton, if you don't want to give me the solar system, such kind of model, then don't give. But don't make such kind of statement that it came automatically. It's a foolish, it's a very, very third class answer. Such kind of statement is a kind of a foolish only can say. Then Newton said, well, for so long time you use such kind of statement. I never use such words. His friend said, yes, if the small solar system cannot come by automatic, it cannot come on its own, then how can the whole world, the actual solar system, can come on its own? His friend said, yes, I never thought of like that. But then it seems so logical, right? So Newton said, yes, my friend. And this most beautiful system, he repeated his quote, this most beautiful system of the sun, planets, and comets could only proceed from the counsel and domination of an intelligent and powerful being. Unless that, it is not possible at all. This is an amazing order. You can see atomic structure of different elements from predictable. RNA, DNA structures. Then there are 14 Bravais lattice and solid state. In chemistry, there is a topic called solid state. So solid state, there are different structures and different structures of crystal. So there are 14 Bravais lattice for the crystal structures. And these structures are so perfect. And the materials, they follow such kind of rules. If they don't follow, then that is called doped atom. So all these things are being taught in the chemistry or physics and which have so much proper order. And how can such order come by on its own? An orderly, harmonious, systematic universe needs a order maker, the person who is making the deliberate order maker. Like a living cell, it has also proper order. Everything has been situated at proper place, proper design, proper purpose. Now we are talking about laws. We first talk about creator, designer, order maker. Now we are talking about laws. Laws of mechanics. Who made this? Let's suppose laws of gravitational law. Who made it? So most of you will say that, yeah, Newton made it. But Newton has derived that. Newton has propounded the law of gravitation. Newton has propounded the law of this three basic laws. So the laws of motion. But then who made it? That is uncertain. That we don't know. Why the apple falls from top to down? Who has made this law? We have derived this law, we have propounded, we have discussed about this law, but who is doing that thing? Who is behind that? We don't know. So from micro world to macro world, everywhere, the precise laws of mathematical accuracy govern this world. And there is law means there has to be a lawmaker. You see, every time you keep a hot cup of coffee, after some time it becomes cold. It never happens that a cold coffee becomes hot automatically. The temperature, the energy, the water, everything that flows from top to bottom, from high to low, is a law. And this is a law of thermodynamics. There are different laws of thermodynamics. These are all the laws, so many laws, Lenz's law, thermodynamics, then laws of motion, then gravitational laws. The physics is full of laws. So who made the laws? Without laws, we cannot even put a step on the ground. So there must be a lawmaker. But why people don't believe in God, because they say that, have you seen God? Can you show me God? Have you seen God? Can you show me God? Can you see everything? Can you see air? Can you see X-rays? There are certain things which we cannot see, but still we believe that they exist. Can you show me God? This is a basic question we generally ask, as if the God is our servant. This is a mistake number one. A fundamental mistake in the understanding of God is, can you show me God? Everything we cannot see through this blunt material eyes. And the second thing is, God is not our order carrier. He is not like, can you show me God? Then God will come. Okay, I'm here. Okay, let's see. Just see me. In Bhagavad Gita, it has been explained that Krishna says that I don't allow everyone to see me. Why? Because they don't believe. Even Duryodhana was seeing Lord Krishna face to face, but still he could not understand that Krishna is Supreme Lord. Bhagavad Gita, you all have session was so beautiful in telling about what were the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. The person who gave teachings of Bhagavad Gita was Krishna, and Krishna was none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead. But these all Kauravas, including Duryodhana, they could not understand that Krishna is God after seeing him. So what is the guarantee that we also see and that we'll accept him as God? That's why God is not visible to everyone. Even there are so many things which we cannot see. The mistake number 3 is, we have a particular vision range, that is a visible range. Only visible rays, this much rays only we can see. This 400 to 700 millimicron, that range. So this is only visible to us. But rest of the rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays, X-rays, radio waves, microwaves, we can't see. So can we deny the existence of all these waves, electromagnetic waves? But science teaches them. The science says that we cannot see, but we can get the presence. We can get its effect. Similarly, we can also feel, we can also get the effect. What is the process of seeing God? What is the process of realizing God? We'll discuss in the next topic, that is the access the truth. Will be on tomorrow. Let's complete this one. Do you have the qualification to see God? Now, first of all, if you say that I don't believe in Barack Obama or I don't believe in Narendra Modi, can you show me Narendra Modi now? If you show me Narendra Modi in the room, then I will believe. Otherwise, I don't believe. You are showing me his picture, you are showing me his video, but I want to see him now here. What do you think? Modi will come here? He's a prime minister. He is having time to show everyone that yes, I'm existing. That your prime minister is present. It's so cheap. And if we have qualification, then we can see automatically. So then no need. Sometimes people say that don't try to see Krishna. Don't try to see the God. The devotees say like this. Don't try to see the God. Act in such a way that God will come and see you. That is the more important thing. Suppose you see Modi, I'm taking again and again Modi names because he's prime minister. Let's suppose someone is very big person. I'm just taking President of India. Suppose you saw President of India. That has more value. Or suppose you are doing something and President of India has come to see you. Which has more value? Of course, the second one. Similarly, we should also try not to see God, but act in such a way that Krishna will come and see us. Bhagavad Gita also says, the unseen proven by the seen. He says, no one is superior to me, O Arjuna. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a necklace. In this necklace, you cannot see the string inside, right? The string cannot be seen. Only the pearls are visible. But these pearls and this necklace is giving us the hint that inside there is a string which is binding them all. So this is from the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 7th verse. Hare Krishna. Also, Bhagavad Gita says that Mattah Parataram Nanyat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. So that is the verse which we just discussed. And Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mattah Sarvam Pravartate Iti Mattva Bhajante Ma Buddha Bhavasmanita. Lord Krishna says that everything emanates from me. Everything emanates from me. And I am the source of everything. So this is the thing like Krishna or the God has to do with all this creation and whatever design and whatever laws we are seeing here. Unless these things will be there, then it's impossible. Now the question comes, some people who are quite intelligent, they feel like they are quite intelligent, so they pose themselves. They ask this thing that maybe the whole world is like automatically running. Automatically, like there are many machines who are automatically running. So for a small kid, suppose there is a car, battery car, and the car is running. So a small kid may think, yeah, it's quite automatic. Nobody is controlling it, right? So same thing for this world. Can't it be automatic? Automatic word doesn't mean the absence of controller. Please note this point. Automatic word doesn't mean the absence of controller, but it means the knowledge of absence of controller. The knowledge of absence of controller. So because we are not knowing that the controller is present, so that's why we are thinking that this is automatic. The small kid is not knowing that who is controlling the car and like that. So that's why it's feeling in that way that it's automatic. But when this car gets stopped after the battery gets over, then a person has to come, open the slot, remove the battery, put the new battery so that now the car will start again. So hence we say that God exists, but how to see God, how to perceive Him, how to understand, because this is the first mantra, first lesson of life. That who has created you, first you know about Him, and then try to know that how to reach Him, how to understand Him. Because unless you understand the Creator, you can't understand the purpose. If you want to know the purpose of life, you have to understand who has created you. Without knowing that, it seems quite impossible. That's why if you are trying to go ahead in the session, the mantra of life, then second one is very, very important. The second session which we are going to come up with, that is the access, the truth beyond senses. Because through our eyes, through our ears, through our all the senses, we are not able to perceive the God. Hare Krishna. So I hope you like the session. And if you have any queries, any questions, if you have put any questions in the contact which we have given, the WhatsApp, so we can you can ask the question there, and we'll try to answer. So if you have any question. So still, I'll just once again repeat the number if you can, if you want to ask the question to them. The number is 895970059396. 8959700396 is the contact number. Through that, you can send some WhatsApp messages and you can ask the question if you have any question for this. Okay, so there is one question that how scientists also can we say any scientific basis of proving the God? Is science also believe in God? Then see, the science believe in a theory of experiment, hypothesis, experiment, and then observation. So the experiments are very important in terms of science. Unless they verify through their instruments, so then they don't believe. Like the science says, these three steps: first is hypothesis, second experiment, third is observation. So hypothesis means, like suppose we framed a hypothesis that electromagnetic waves are existing. Then they do certain experiment, they find some effect, and then they finally conclude, yes, they exist. Similarly, for the God's case, what is then experiment? As we just now said, that the God cannot be perceivable by our these blunt eyes. So similarly, the matter cannot perceive the spirit. God is beyond all such kind of thing. So if we try to learn, that is in the next session, that how we can access the God, how we can know that the God exists or not, how to understand that, where to find him, how to get that qualification. So that all we are going to discuss in the next session, accessing the truth beyond the senses. So that will be there in the next one, because it is not like the normal experiment which we are going to perform for any kind of taking some apparatus, taking some chemical chemicals and all. So the apparatus, that everything, whatever things will be there. So this we are going to discuss in next one, that how and what kind of experiment will be there. Okay, so till now I haven't received any question. So if you still have any question, so we'll be sending you in the comment box. There will be a feedback form. You can fill the feedback form there. You can put your questions. If you have any question, we'll try to answer you private personally. So every individual, if you have more and more questions, you can give your question there, and we'll try to answer you personally, so that you will get a proper answer and your doubts will be clarified properly. Thank you very much, and we'll meet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock, the same time, on the same platform, with the next topic, that is the accessing the truth beyond the senses. Hare Krishna.